What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on? What's happening?
Greetings and salutations out there in the world watching live from the cave.
So I know you're expecting Sean Mason, but he got fired on his off day. So his new name is Craig. So remember that. So we really don't have a host tonight, fellas. So what are we going to do?
That's a great...
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. As the fraternal father of many, I want to thank Sean and Mel for all that they do. I love my Capricorn brothers. As you see, I kind of keep it close to my heart. I am Raj B. Jackson, and I'm the managing partner of Independent Network Television, where we support the community by buying out 3 theaters and sending 700 kids to see Black Panther when it came out. Everybody's got to have that heat. The sole sponsor of Women in Film at Sundance, that's what we do. Yeah, baby, sorry, I am married. You'll get over it. But hey, if you're looking for a place to do your movie, to do your podcast, for your nonprofit to be highlighted, Independent Network Television is for you. I know it's supposed to be about me, but I'm about the company, I'm about the people. I'm about helping the people. So do what you can when you can. Again, I'm Roger B. Jackson. Thank you so much. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Why does Sean look like he needs a fishing pole? It done made me bring all kinds of people. Anyway. Welcome to the show. One more thing. Hey, fight!
What's up?
Why do I feel like?
I knew Mel would do that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on an alpha mixer or something, like in freshman year. Why do I feel like?
Wait a minute, I get my shirt up a little higher there. There we go.
What is this god awful background we have tonight?
I have no idea what you're talking about. There we go. Till can play that game. Take yourself out.
Hey, do me a favor. I've been kicked out of better places.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
I rushed home for this.
Yes, you did. And
so,
you're blessed
in
by
case you don't know, the man who's been making all of the snide comments at the bottom of the screen for the last 2 years and never showing his face, Roger B. Jackson, with the dramatic voice, is our guest tonight. And
thank you.
Since he fired Sean, on his off day, we're gonna let you go and be on here and sit in with us, Roger. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Every day above ground is a good day. Every day is a good day.
Well, there are people that have been waiting on you to be on this show. Let me just tell you, there's some women that can't wait.
You know what? And I want all the smoke because some of them need encouragement. Some of them need education. Some of them need advice. And I'm here to give it, So as it says there, I have spoken. And I think every man should try that. When you get in this relationship at some point, just to get your bearings straight, you should finish every statement with, I have spoken.
That works wonders for your relationship, women.
It works wonders. It works absolutely
wonders. He knows what he's talking about. Especially
if you're married, Roger.
Yes.
That worked wonders for me. That's why I'm divorced.
Hey, Robert got that new DMX song. There was Lisa, Kanisha.
Sean, Dawn. I know what they really want from you. Alimony, Robert. That's what they really want from you. DMX. Welcome, Randy Stress. I'm sorry. We got
Randy.
Real guest. Randy Stress is back.
Randy, clearly you and I are the only two that have sense tonight.
Something going on.
Well, y'all are short one ounce of sense then, y'all. That's not good.
Well, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Randy, how's your day been, man?
My day has been a little weird. Stupid BMW tire keep going flat on me, so I got a rim leak instead of a tire leak. So that's been my headache for the day.
Yeah, those are no fun. Those are no fun.
None.
Rich people problem. See, my Ford Escort the tire never goes down on my Escort. Never.
Are you trading in the Festiva for Escort?
Yeah, I upgraded, dog.
I have a Pinto.
Escort Sport, Mel. Escort Sport with the line down the side. Yes. And they gave me some custom rim covers too from Kmart.
Custom rim covers.
Hi, Miss Curry.
Yeah, I had to put TJ up there. All right, fellas. So look, we're gonna get right into it. Wait a minute. I could do a Sean and be like, I got a fella that told me this story one time. but I don't think
Well,
we
your
have enough
intro
time
took
for
as
that.
long as Sean usually takes for the first question. So, you can go on.
I promised I wouldn't roast him.
So how
while
much
he's
time we
gone.
have tonight?
We got about an hour. We got an hour and a half. I just keep Sean at an hour so we don't go to an hour and a half. That's how you have to work that.
Oh yeah, we roasting you tonight, Sean. We gonna be mad at us Saturday. I'm sorry, Sean. Whatever I said tonight, I apologize. I'm sick.
No, I miss Sean. He's good.
Hey, all right. So look, I got a question. One of the things that we came up in the topics. Okay, I don't know what happened to Randy. He took himself out.
Oh, we thought you threw him out or something.
Right, and I was just about to talk about. Well, I won't bring that. We won't go there. So I'll bring him back in when he pops in. So there's this thing with mainly women, mostly women, that are marrying and getting engaged to incarcerated individuals. And I don't really understand that unless it has to do with the person's like low self-esteem or the opposite. They feel in complete control because now I know where you are. You ain't going out to get milk and coming back 4 months later. You're not going to your ex-girlfriend's house. You right there where I know you are. There he is. There you go, Randy. But yeah, that's something I honestly don't understand, but I'd like to get you guys' take on that, or if you know somebody in that situation.
Roger, you just don't believe in love. When you're going to put some money on your cousin's books at the jail, I don't know nothing about this now. I don't know nothing about this, don't know. But, you
like you speaking from
bars
experience.
And you see Junebug over there, and it could be love at first sight. You just don't believe in love. That's what's wrong with you, Raj. And I had a conversation with prison guard, prison counselor. She's not a guard, but a counselor this weekend. We happened to talk about that. And she was like, that is so common. Women marrying, falling in love with men that are in prison, not just jail, prison.
Mm-hmm. And what do all those women have in common?
Robert, you've done some time. How your relationships go when you was on lockdown?
I've done some time. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Go for it.
This simply proves something that I've always said. Women like drama. They don't like the good guy. They like that bastard in jail who gonna cause problems because it keeps their life exciting. Something wrong with some of y'all. Some of y'all, yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's
Twice, TJ, really? I mean, did she divorce the guy in there first? Right. I mean, how'd that happen? Did he escape and she figured he wasn't worthy anymore? So he had to get somebody else that was actually in jail?
Now, let's think about this for a minute, guys. Do you know what happens when people go to prison or to jail? They find Jesus. So there is something about that people like because they found Jesus and now they're a better person.
The funny thing about Jesus is he never was hiding. And he definitely wasn't hiding up in jail. I'm just saying, if you read your Bible, you would know.
The thoughts and opinions expressed on Live from the Cave by Glenn Murray, Robert Hazard, Raj, or Randy Stress do not necessarily reflect those of Mel Roberson or any entities that he owns or represents, being a board member or anything thereof.
Somebody just said they can have drama from men in the street. Yeah, you can, but you got it from a free man in the street who didn't commit any crimes versus somebody who could possibly steal your identity, rape you and or your child or any other thing that psycho is in jail for. So don't be trying to throw that stuff at us like, yeah, men in the street cause trouble, but we free.
Yeah. Free at last.
God almighty. But I mean, it's got to do something to you. Charles Manson was married. Okay. Now, there's innocent until proven guilty. And then there's, you did it. You know what you did.
You know what you did.
The Menendez brothers, they said they got so much mail, so much fan mail and proposal until it blew out the prison post office because they were getting so much. Ted Bundy. So we're not talking about a dude that's like, oh, they got me on some stuff or anything else. You literally were caught. You're a killer. Stone cold killer. One of you, serial killer. And they had women wanting to marry them.
There's actually a guy who's, I don't know if he's an actor. I know he's at least a model. Randy, you might know this. A brother with light color eyes, tattoos.
Oh yeah, I know.
Who was incarcerated and women saw his mugshot.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, he's so fine. And he started getting all of this mail in jail, brought a ton of attention to him. He gets out of jail. I don't know if it was Calvin Klein or who he started modeling for, but this dude started modeling and had a social media following while he was incarcerated.
Yeah.
That guy, they wanted him
And I
back.
think he just went back, though. I think he was only out for about a year or two before he messed up his parole.
Yep.
Shut up. No.
Yeah, he went back.
So good.
He did a commercial and stuff, and he still messed up.
Yeah.
I'll double check it, but I could have swore I saw that he went back.
I'm going to look now. While we're doing the show, I'm going to look.
Hold on. But let me ask you this. How many men are in that situation? How many men have gone and said, you know what? I'm going to marry that girl that's getting life.
Lucius the Cookie on Empire. That's about it. That's about all I know.
No thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. That's why I think it has to be more of a self-esteem, a self-image issue. Not that men don't have that, but it's just weird when you see an entire group of anything do one thing, you know. And I've always kind of looked at it like that. Individually, people can have their different reasons. But if I look at an entire group, whether it be a race, religion, or gender, then I have a different side. I want to go there, but kind of like what I saw when the 94 Bulls all took pictures with all their wives and everything. It was like, okay, something weird going on here.
So his name is Jeremy Meeks.
All right.
As of December 2021, he was still out. I don't see any news.
He is next.
He was at Coachella.
I saw a commercial recently.
What,
So
he
he's
sings?
out.
Yeah.
No,
He's out.
he's out.
Maybe he
He's
just
out.
violated parole and paid him off and got back in. But
I don't think he violated parole, Raj. I think he's.
Well, what was the lady's name from Atlanta Housewives, where her husband went to jail for forgery and some other stuff,
Oh yeah.
and he married a woman, married him.
Yep.
You know, as a result of that too.
Was she his lawyer or something? All you Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, who was it? Because we know some of y'all out there. Don't act like you don't watch the show. Don't play.
I don't watch it, but
So the reality is women like to
Phaedra.
lock men
That's it.
down, and what better way to lock a man down than a man who's already locked down? She ain't got to worry about searching for him. She know where he at. That's like the ideal thing for some control freak women. I'm not talking
and
about
he's used. Hey, Randy,
control
and
freak.
he's used to handcuffs.
So you ain't got to worry about the freaks out of him. Is what you're-
but you know what? I know two ladies whose significant other, I don't think they were actually husband. No, one was a husband, one was just a boyfriend, who literally said, "I'm going for milk," and they never came back. They just gone. One of them saw him 4 years later. The other one, he came back, I think, after about a year and a half. I'm going for milk, and that was
So
it.
women, if your man says they're going for milk, it's a wrap.
It's done.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. My wife, she knows. If I start saying, "Hey, I think we out of 2%,"
Especially low-fat milk. If you're going for
Keep it
low-fat
up.
milk, you
Keep
know
it
your
up.
man don't drink no low-fat.
I think we out of
You have to
2%.
actually specifically say we out of 2%.
If I say I'm out of almond milk, you know it's a problem. I don't think.
I'll be right back.
For me, it's oat milk. If I'm like the oat milk is out, oh, what we gonna
Well,
do?
I like coconut
But
milk.
what if the oat milk is actually out though?
I know whatever. You ain't getting out of the house now. You ain't going nowhere.
Hey, take her with you.
Yeah, you better Instacart it. That's what you do. You better call it
Right.
Instacart.
All right, so we're talking about these women and men, or man, if there is one out there. If you were to set up,
One.
or how would you set up a friend with somebody else? How did you go about that? If you see two people that kind of like each other, you think they'd be a good fit. I don't think men generally do that. I think it's more ladies that do that. I could care less what your issue is or who you like. If you alone for the rest of your life, unless you tell me, I'm not thinking like, man, you know what? I ain't seen so-and-so with anybody in a long time. I think I need to hook him up. I gives a damn. I don't care. But, go ahead, Mel.
So I'm there's two parts to this, right? Two parts to this for me. The first part is what I used to tell my friends is I'm not gonna be involved because if the stuff don't work out, I don't want no parts of it. If if she come telling me what you did, or if he come telling me, I don't want to be involved, because then it's my fault. Because y'all wouldn't even been in this mess if it wasn't for me introducing y'all, right? So that's how I used to be for a while. Then I thought, you know what? If I know two quality people, I wouldn't mind introducing them, and then whatever happens is on them. Not introducing them with the hopes and aspirations of them being together, but just like, you know, oh, like Glenn, our buddy Sam, she cool as all get out. I would have her in the room with somebody, and if sparks fly, then cool.
Yeah, because Sam is cool though. Sam could handle it.
Exactly.
Sam is our friend. Sam can actually handle it.
As
that's
of late,
a good point.
As of late, I've made a couple of Facebook posts because I'm like, man, if I could get the powerhouse guys that I know and the powerhouse women that I know in one room and let them work it out, like I'd be open to, all right, this person's single, this person's single. Again, just introductions. I'm not matchmaking per se. But what I found is that the women speak up a lot on that, and the guys don't say,
guys don't say nothing. Well, it depends. If it's your boy and you're really, really, really cool, he will tell you on the low that he's interested in somebody. But he won't ask you to fix him up. He'll just tell you he's on the low. He'll go for it himself. I make it a habit of not trying to introduce my friends, because especially if I've known you both for a long time, I do not want to be the common denominator for you to be pissed off. I am not trying to be the person. It's all your fault.
Glenn, we got some friends now that we can't be in the same room with them because they broke up.
Yep.
Oh, wow. See?
We were just talking about this.
Nessie, that's a mess.
I'm going to make popcorn, y'all.
So how do you all do that? How do you all do that when you want to have an event, Mel? And you want to invite your friends? Do you
ask Glenn? Ask Glenn.
Yeah.
You know what, Robert? It really depends. If they're unprofessional, I use that word. If they're unprofessional, I probably wouldn't do that. But if I know they're both professional individuals and can handle it, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the person that they're talking about to pop up on the comments.
I was looking through the comments.
I was looking too. I was just checking.
Because there's going to be a couple of hand raises over here.
People. I'm looking to see, who they might be talking about. It just popped up on the screen yet.
Boy, what's the next subject? Mel, your ass, I'm gonna lose your clarity. You gonna get to the airport to go to
Richmond. Got a girl who hot. I'm gonna just ask if she's single, and then I'm gonna make the move myself. That way, you ain't got to be involved in it.
Right. But I get so many female friends coming to me like, hook me up with somebody. They don't even have a specific dude. It's just hook me up with somebody. It's your fault.
Here's the thing, Glenn. They don't necessarily listen when you give the advice. One friend came to me, asked me to hook her up with some dude. I'm like, no, that's not the one for you. I know both of you, and you don't want no parts of that.
Yeah.
4 months later, she's like, he just so immature. Really?
Hey, look, and I know he's gonna be on here. My boy Paul, he'll be on here at some point tonight. My ex, he was like, man, introduce me to her twin. I was like, no, you don't want to date her. This is how her relationships go. It ain't gonna last more than 9 months. Man, shut up. You know what you're talking about. I can handle it. Okay. This is Paul. 9 months later, they broke up. Then he come to me, man.
Why didn't you tell me?
I told him, I was like, I don't want to hear shit. I told you it was going to end in 9 months. It's 9 months. Take your ass on, cry somewhere else, and walked away. Like,
I mean, I pride myself on being a good wingman, but I practice the art of positioning.
Yeah.
It's not like a direct relationship. It's I put you in the room so that you can
do your own
thing. I'm like a really good manager. I position you to win. That's what
the crazy part though. The crazy part is when your friends that ain't no good, or I won't say no good, but like they got issues.
Yep.
And they were like, man, hook me up. Like when I posted, I was like, hey guys, I know some really good women, you know what I mean, that I want to put in the same room with some of my good guy friends that are serious about looking for a relation. And in my inbox, I didn't say anything about women. I already had some women in mind, right? But I said I need my guys that are open, because I got some, a couple few that I would say, hey, quality, bro. Like if I wasn't with somebody personally, she would have a shot at the title, right?
Right.
And then all the women started hitting me up like, keep me posted. Let me know. I want to be. And I was like, I ain't said nothing to none of y'all. This wasn't for y'all. And I wouldn't hook you up with the garbage man.
But you know what? One time, and Mel, since you threw me out there was one time. Yeah, it's off camera now. Yeah, you don't want to face the truth. When I inquired, and they got mad at me. The friend got mad at me, like I had done something. I don't know if she was like mad because I didn't inquire about her, but I inquired about her friend for somebody. She literally stopped talking to me because of that. And I'm like, what did I'm just a messenger. I literally got shot being the messenger. And then I've been the messenger trying to deliver.
I vaguely remember this, Glenn.
Yeah. Vaguely is a good way to put it, man. That's a good spin on it. I vaguely recall.
See, I don't have those problems.
I tagged Paul in this, by the way. So
yeah, I saw that. I'm like, if you just could say his name, you had to actually tag him in it.
You put him out there.
Wait a minute,
Randy want to give him a 50-minute I told you so.
Have you ever gone to bat for your boy and found out the person you're trying to hook them up with actually wants to be hooked up with you?
Bro.
Yes.
Bro. So I tell a story. I tell on myself. I'm in a relationship now, so I can tell all my stories. I don't even care no more. but years ago, there was a young lady at a church that I went to back in the day. And I was interested in her. She was a little bit older than me. I generally have liked women that were older than me, but I was like constantly befriending her and trying to get to know her. She was like, man. And one day she was just like, I got somebody I want to introduce you to, and I was like, nah,
no thanks.
I'm kind of interested in you. And she was so clueless, like she had no idea. And I think it was just that she was so into the Lord that she could not see this heathen that was
God had shielded you.
That's shielded from you.
He hid her.
Right.
He hid her away.
Oh, and so the young lady she tried to hook me up with, we eventually were in the same circles and became really, really good friends. And I was like, man, this could have been like the person she was trying to hook me up with is super dope. But she likes cats, and I'm definitely allergic to cats, so it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm done.
Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yay.
Man, it's so funny, Mel, that you say that about dating women that have cats. I remember dating someone that I really liked, and I was at their crib, and it was about to go down, and then
you started sneezing.
The cat comes out. I start sneezing.
Look,
my eyes start running. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God. I ran to the washroom thinking I could probably find some Benadryl or something in there. Couldn't. I just had to leave. I was like, you know what? This is not happening tonight.
Robert going there. It's like that commercial, the whole kitchen, the whole shelf fall down in the bathroom.
That's probably the first time Robert ever came out of the bathroom and she goes, you're swollen. And she's come out to eat it right here.
I like that allergic reaction.
I have been swollen. But
hey, this is the first time that Randy has been on best behavior out of everybody in the group.
If we end the show with Randy coming off as being the calm one and the reasonable one, we know
Randy gets the voice of reason moniker.
Don't worry, one of these subjects gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in.
There's gonna be.
I'm doing my best. I'm sitting here thinking all the people that are gonna be watching this show. I'm like, okay.
Oh my Jesus. Oh.
Y'all don't run through these topics real quick. We're not used to this. We only got 25 minutes in. We need Sean to pace us. When you run in a race, we got to pace you.
Hey, I got a story.
Time for a good story.
Robert got a story.
I'll say something about this subject. Man, that head was shiny. I don't like to be hooked up by women. Every woman that has ever tried to hook me up has given me a woman who is so wrong for me. I mean, so wrong for me that I don't know what in the hell they see in me that they thought would be a good match with them.
Nothing. They're looking out for their girl. They're not looking out for you at all.
Bro.
It's never about you. It's
And
about
because if I get her hooked up, then I don't have to hear her mouth.
Yep.
That's all I need. I need her out of my space. So I'm gonna hook up with anybody.
Yeah, she hang around me. I'm in a relationship, and she always whining and talking about how good my relationship is. Let me make sure she ain't looking at my man. So let me hook her up with you.
Yeah, all my exes were introduced to me by a woman. Every last one of my bad relationships was introduced to me by a woman.
Really? See, women, actually, my female friends have been pretty good. Not all of them, not all the time. Now, that's where you can say not all women. Right. Not all women should be hooking people up. Women, there you want not all women statement. There you go. Not all of you should even try to hook it up. I mean, my mother, God rest her soul, she was a terrible matchmaker.
I'm sorry, Glenn. Hold on one sec. Here. Hi, TJ. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Oh my God! Let me pour another drink.
Comment emoji.
Let me pour another drink.
I'm in the damn Twilight Zone. Did you just stop the show?
Hey,
a compliment.
Let me ask you this. So, although I think I'm the only one that's actually that's married here, but how many of you guys take relationship advice from somebody who you know has been in horrible relationships or just is not in one currently? I mean, do you still think they can give you good advice?
So yes, depending on the person's character, right?
Yeah.
One of the people that I follow in the professional development and philosophy industry and personal development industry is a gentleman by the name of Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn talks about how you can learn what not to do from people as well, right? He's like, you can learn from anybody. The person who's done it can show you how to do it. The person who hasn't done it can show you how not to do it. So there are situations where I listen, and I take it with a grain of salt, of course, but I listen to people who don't necessarily have what I have, because if I can see where their mindset is and the pitfalls that they've been through and sometimes continuously go through, then I'm like, I could stay away from that.
That's a good point. Now, married men give some of the worst advice.
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got 23 years in this joint, man. I mean, in this relationship.
It's like a sentence. I know.
I've been single for a long time, and all of my friends who are in serious relationships or married call me, and I give the best advice, but that's because I'm on the outside looking in. So I can give you an honest opinion because I don't have anything vested in it, and there's no reason for me to lie. Like my friends know I'm not gonna take your side because you're my friend. If you did something stupid, I'm gonna tell you, man, that was stupid. Why would you do something like that?
I give advice to my female friends, but I'm really good at keeping the secrets too. So it's like they come to me because they trust me. So I really have their best interest at heart. If I think a dude is shady, I will tell them the dude is shady, and I'll tell them how I know he's shady, and I'll tell them what he says and what he meant when he said what he said. Stuff like
you kind of do the Steve Harvey thing, Glenn?
No, I don't do Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't do Steve Harvey.
No.
Steve Harvey don't do Steve Harvey.
Yeah. I just really try to keep it real. I'll be honest with them. Or if they did something that they shouldn't have done, I will talk to them about it too. And just,
Now that's a good point, because a lot of my female friends that come to me asking me about, Glenn, Mel, and Randy, I give them the true, honest point. Stay away. No, I'm kidding. But I think that is something, and I do the same thing in marriage. There are some things that I would listen to some of my single friends about because it made sense. Some of it made sense, but a lot of it, you've got to look at the person's pattern,
right?
As well.
I had two married guys tell me, stay single for as long as you could. Stay single forever if you can. Don't get married. They were like 10, 15 years married, and I'm like, I would expect something different from y'all. Really, I was not expecting
and I've heard that, and honestly, I don't understand it. I got married in 1999, and it literally is the best thing that ever happened, because every single day of my life, there's somebody there. And to me, for the personality that I have, that's important. So to have that, whether it's an argument, whatever, because I have
a woman is a saint, Raj.
Right.
Your wife.
I hate to say what I'm about to say. So you and your wife still party like it's.
1999. Hey, let me tell you
I
what
thought
we did
that
in
too,
January.
Randy.
No, let me shut up. Let me show you. That's inside. That's inside.
Yeah, but
30-day
you
challenge.
know, I have some married friends that it's usually the ones that love their relationships that say, man, this is the best thing that I've ever done. And the ones that's like, man, you know, I got married, I don't get none no more. You know, whatever it is, that they're like, stay single for as long as you can. And since I've been on this trek with my relationship now, and the crazy thing is, like, we kept our relationship low key for so long. Nobody, it was under the radar. Some close friends knew that we were dating, but we didn't go public until February, and it had been, you know, a while that we had already been dating. But you know, they were like, man, don't rush it, and don't do this, don't do that, and man, you know, just keep just all this different advice that I've heard, and it's just like, yo, the only person that's in your situation 24 hours a day is you. So you know what your feelings are, you know what you're experiencing, you know how that person has been there for you, you know all of these different things. So I can't take variables from your equation and put them in my equation if they're separate equations. I can't take constants from your equation and put them in my equation because it's not going to add up the same.
Yeah.
So it's always funny when I hear people say that. But not John Maxwell, what's his name?
Godman?
No, John. He used to be the Primerica CEO.
Oh, okay.
Not John. What is his name? John Addison. John Addison. He has a book called "Don't Take Advice from People More Screwed Up Than You."
Well, that should be a bestseller.
Yeah, that book.
But you know,
two
two things. One, Mel, you thought you kept it quiet, but we all knew because you popped your pecs differently when you got in a relationship. You know, it was you just sit back, do this. You started leaning into the camera when he did it for her.
I didn't share it. I'm like,
what's going on?
Look at where he leaned in.
Actually, he stopped popping his pecs when he got in a relationship. I don't know if you noticed that, but the pec popping stopped because I had to take him off my list.
Wait, I got this. This was on my shelf, Glenn. You left this here. That's yours.
Now, let me ask this question, though, Mel, and others.
The opinions of Mel Roberson do not represent G. Rose. You need to do the hand gestures.
Do you think it's important to keep social media at bay when you're dating someone or interested in someone? Have you guys thought about that?
What do you mean, keep it at bay?
What was the question?
Oh, you mean don't post yourself with them?
Yeah.
Nowadays, yes. I'd say yes.
Yeah.
In most cases, I say yes. I think it was important for us because we're both so public. And I really didn't care what anybody else said or thought or any of that stuff. Like this was my experience, number one. Number two, I think because I've had other relationships where I haven't gone public, right? Where I've kept it low key and people with, and I even had a mate, you know what you did, that was like, you don't post me, you don't.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm glad I didn't because of all the stuff she was doing behind my back, number one. But number two, the important part of it was like, for me at that time where I was traveling a lot from work.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't from here. I don't think she could adequately defend herself. You know, I worried about people casing my crib, knowing that I'm gone. 80% of the month I'm gone for work. You know what I mean? So I was worried about that. But the other part too, like with my current partner, we're building a brand and we're doing business stuff together. So it's important that people see the authenticity of our relationship based off the business stuff. Now, if she was in a different profession and we didn't have all these plans, people probably still wouldn't know.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be important. Like social media, I face life. I don't Facebook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people use social media as their diary. This ain't my diary.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about that? Well, Roger, you're married. What do you think about, you know, posting pictures of, you know, family situations and things like that?
You know, it's different. I do it for different. One, my wife just doesn't like being on social media, period. She doesn't have an account for anything. She uses mine. I mean, people, they can always tell when she's posting ads because she'll say, like, that don't sound like Roger. That's because she's on my page, you know, posting her friend. She's even a friend of her friends on my page. I don't know these women. But I think like my daughter is rare, maybe for her birthday, but it's more safety reasons. I don't need those pictures out there. Between that, her picture and information, and even with my wife's, I did used to travel a lot like Mel. I was gone at least 2 weeks out of every month. And so people didn't need to know who she was, where I lived, that she'd be home alone. Although back then I had a 185-pound Presa Canario dog, so I didn't have too many troubles in the house. But no, I don't post a lot. And if I do, it's usually the two of us. Hell, even when I did the promo, the reason it looks the way it did is I don't have any pictures of myself on Facebook. You know, I started going through and I'm like, damn, I don't have any pictures.
Right.
So yeah, you fixed that. Well, you got plenty now, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think, Robert, it really is a personal decision. Like Mel said, if it depends on what it goes with your brand. I'm on Facebook now mainly because of the business that I'm in. Yeah. And that's really the only reason, just to kind of see how the situation's going, how the company's going, how the environment's going. But other than that, we don't really post a lot.
Yeah, I think that's important for us to consider, because back when I was dating prior to the last marriage, you'd have some guys like, man, you never post her. You need to do this. You need to post. And then you post them, and then people are always in their inbox trying to get with them because you're posting them. And let's face it, most men may not do that, but some men are like, oh, I want.
Oh, we all know one who did. I can't get Sean off of my doggone phone. How's your wife, Raj?
What's going on with Lil Detroit?
But
think about it like this, fellas. Think about it like this. And Randy, I would love for you to jump in on this too. Think about it like this. Before social media became popular, right? It's not like people were taking pictures of their family and going to the local, wherever they had bulletin boards and shit and putting thumbtacks up with pictures of their family up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Refrigerator.
Right. I didn't stand outside and hold up a sign in a relationship.
In a relationship.
Right.
We didn't do any of that stuff, right?
Yep.
We didn't do all of that. I never took pictures of my food before social media. You know what I mean?
Talking about me, man.
I wasn't snapping pictures, going to Walgreens, getting them developed, and taking them to my family. Like, look what I cooked last month, right? We didn't do any of that stuff. So somebody created a construct where we thought validation of other people was more important than what we were experiencing in our own lives. And if we didn't get validation from other people, then it must not be real. It must not be right. It must not be important. Well, you post what's important on social media. Actually, no, the most important things about my life, I kind of don't post. I post what I want you to see. And the stuff that's private, I keep to myself.
Right.
Just what you got on that, Randy?
Well, my last relationship was before social media got popular, but I started posting things because of my job. When I was at ESPN, I was the MC for the show. I had all these students following me, so they kind of made me get on social media. They made me post man, you haven't posted anything in a week. And I'm like, so? But then they hired somebody who stayed on me to make me post every day. So I got into it because of them. And then because I travel so much, all of my friends back home, it's the best way for them to keep in touch with me. So I started doing things for that. As far as relationships go, I mean, like I said, I haven't been in one in a while, but I wouldn't post my relationship. I mean, if we're out somewhere, cool. But yeah, I don't think posting my relationship is going to make it stronger. I don't give a damn who knows about her. It's just, to me, that is more of a headache, because I've seen more people get into it because why these dudes in your coming? Why these girls all up? And it's like, now you guys are fighting.
Robert,
you're not even going to see these people.
Yeah. The other side of that is the few times I have posted my wife or both of us together is when I started getting more traffic and inbox and DM stuff than when I did post.
Okay.
You know, and it's like I don't need that drama. And of course, I could ignore it, but as one of our people on the side here said, I can be petty. So I respond. It's like, what in the world made you think that you were worthy enough to pull me away from my wife?
Worthy. Okay.
Worthy. And that's another thing. I don't get DMs because you don't see me posting any women, but the guys who are posting women are always the ones getting all the DMs. So
right. I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, you know the rule is
My
you post
DMs
one
were
time,
dry before I posted Monique, and they've been dry since.
your DMs are dry.
I don't know. I was told I was intimidating, and I'm like, I'm the nicest guy on the show. What do you mean I'm intimidating?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
Hold on.
well,
I don't know about that.
let's
I'm a
talk about
guest.
that one.
Okay.
But the nicest guy stuff.
TJ, tell him I'm the
Yeah,
nicest guy on the show, babe.
Okay, we asking TJ. Really?
Yeah.
Jamie
You
Gill,
got, hey,
where's
you got one
James?
person
Where's
now that
James?
you're asking?
Hi, TJ.
So no, but you know the rule. You post once with a woman, she's your friend. You post twice, you're dating. You post 3 times, you're in a relationship. You post 4 times, you might as well be engaged. That's why I used to post with different women, so nobody could figure it out. I was doing it on purpose. I was just with people's head.
I
So you'd
tried
be
that
all
too.
confused about who I was dating. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore because I don't really care. But it's really nobody's business. To Mel's point before, what if there was no Facebook?
Yeah.
Now, women, you want your men to post you. What they supposed to do if there's no Facebook?
Yeah.
And my real friends know.
On the shirts.
Yeah, exactly. You go do his and her shirts. Remember how people used to do that, dress alike?
Oh,
I wish
man.
somebody would ask me to dress like them. That ain't
Well,
happening.
well, that was
Let
when
me
we
see. I
were
think
doing
I can
the
order
Great
a
America.
shirt here.
All right, don't even try.
I'm start taking pictures with random women. So I can get my DM to start filling up. I want to see if it really works.
It doesn't, bro.
Randy, I got you covered because you know I start opening my wingman business once you start coming on the show. So we got it covered. I'm going to Richmond this weekend. Women for a glass of wine, you get Rob's number. For a glass of champagne, you get Randy's number. Like the gold plan and the platinum plan. What you want to do? I got you. What you need.
And I'm gonna turn it back on you, Glenn. So
I don't think so. You know, I don't fix up my friends, but you know, I take the approach that we're a family, and I need y'all to go out there and earn that money for me and bring me my money back. So when I need y'all on the stroll, I mean, not on the stroll. Sorry, when I need to fix y'all up and bring Poppy his money, that's when I need y'all out there at your best.
Next topic, Raj.
ladies, we've got a great show for you in Richmond.
Yes,
For those of you that are coming, we are planning some amazing things, from the book signing to hanging out with, the things that we're going to be doing there in Richmond. And for Saturday night, if you haven't bought your tickets, I don't know that it's not too late, but you can buy tickets, and it is going to be an amazing time.
I think Raj has a promo. Roger, you about to run the promo or something?
Oh, I don't have a promo for it.
Oh,
You don't?
You just went off screen for no reason. That would never happen with Sean. He said you were a terrible host.
I need to adjust my light. My eyes all squinted like I'm high.
Oh, it's
Yes.
the light.
Yeah, this
Cool.
light is killing me.
What
That's
are y'all
Randy.
using, man?
We thought you was
Floodlights
just
in
doing
there?
your sexy look for women, like lean into the camera and like squint your eyes.
Right.
All right, we
Fidgety,
got
man.
about-
I'm
I
so
removed this
fidgety, I
button
can't sit still to
down
save
here
my
for a
life.
reason.
I'm like a 2-year-old.
All right, so it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
What you got for
before
us,
I really don't have a set topic. I got an idea, but was there something that somebody wanted to cover tonight? Because it's like when we end the show, sometimes in the green room, it's always, oh, we should have, or I had a thought of, Robert.
Oh, you calling me out. All right.
Somebody equals Robert. That's basically what he's saying.
I want to talk about why I'm not going to be in Richmond with y'all, because it seems like y'all going to have some fun down there. And I'm going to be watching y'all online.
It's a
Yes.
unsupervised trip too. No producers. I can't wait.
Bro, hey, catch a flight, man. You can share my
Yeah, come
room,
on
bro.
down.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
your ticket. I'll buy your
Just
ticket.
show up, be popping up.
I was like, that's the one lady, champagne. Champagne, yes.
Man, we got champagne coming and everything. It's going to be a great time.
So I heard that there's a contest going on at Richmond, and maybe we can do that here, where
Okay.
it's $100 and we have to figure out a date for $100. And I'm like, what kind of date do you want me to go on for $100? That's all I get to
It can
spend.
be done, bro. It can be
That's-
done.
Oh, man, you can have a great
day.
day for $100.
$100 date. You can't do that,
I
Glenn.
ain't always had money.
But that doesn't
Come
include
on, man.
liquor.
Well, I haven't either. That's true. And I've done
No
it. For a lot
liquor is
more.
included in that $100.
You can
Man, I've done a date for 20.
I need to know if I'm counting like the Groupon or something. Like, does that count as part of the date?
Groupon.
Hey,
The
Hey,
old
Glenn,
school. You
Let
can
me
do the
tell you
old
something,
school.
Glenn.
Get a
Depending
cooler.
on who she is, you get flowers and balloons, you go to the park, you have a picnic, you have a surprise, you put a puppy in there. No, this is just for show. You got to return the puppy after the date. I just wanted to let you know what was possible.
Right. You just show her a better way. This is your vision.
Look, we can talk about cheap dates then. That's good because you can put a cooler in the back seat, get some food, go to the drive-in, and have a good time that way.
What is the cheapest, best date you've ever been on?
I went to the zoo. I took her to the zoo, to Brookfield, and we walked around and talked.
Northerly Island for me, and we sat and listened to the band because we didn't have any tickets. So
okay, I'm about to say Robert's still gonna say it's $500.
Yeah, there was a band playing. We did Northerly Island. This is back in the day, so we had our phone that I could listen to. I could pop in some music. We had cheese and some other things that I picked up from Jewel with the shrimp tray and all the other stuff. And that was an amazing time. I got to tell you.
And somebody did that for me one time. We went to Jazz Fest and they made a picnic, and that was cool. I mean, it won't work today because I'm gonna expect champagne and shit. So don't try that now. But back then it was really cool. 10, 15 years ago, it was great.
I still like the cheap stuff. My best one was going to Nancy's Pizza, walking forth down Clark or Broadway, then walking over to the lake and just talking the whole time. Had a great time just walking and talking, eating pizza.
Man, I love Nancy's Pizza. That is awesome, Randy. I'm with you. And just going to the lake and not worrying about the bugs biting you. And
just chilling.
Yeah. Mel, you got anything on that one?
What, $100 date?
Yeah.
No, just the cheapest, best date you've ever been on.
You're right.
I know there's so many.
See, he's going back in time.
He's had so many dates. That's what it is.
I took it to my grandmama's house, and she fixed dinner.
Okay.
I wish that was the case. I haven't had grandparents since grade school, so
wow.
So that's not. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But I mean, we've talked about this on the show before. I do Groupons. I do the hell out of
Groupon, man.
I do the hell out of some great. And for those of you that are new viewers and you may have never heard my take on Groupon, we had a situation or a conversation once where it was like the young lady was upset that the young man pulled out a Groupon. And my thing is, if you're upset that I'm saving money, I know that you do not have the financial intelligence necessary to be with me long term. If I can get the same food that we just ate for less, and you mad that I didn't pay more for anyway, that's that.
Okay. Let me
give him a little work.
I don't want to get Mel triggered. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna tell this real quick because I have to do it. I think one or two of you probably heard it already. So first, my wife, I knew I was gonna marry her the day we met. I literally, when she walked out the office, I told everybody I found my wife. So it was a done deal. However, on our first date, I said, we're going to go to dinner. Then we're going to go to a play. For me, I'm looking at her like this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. So I know. Matter of fact, I think when we met, she was even seeing somebody. But, it had been a done deal. I knew I was going to marry her. I called. I was in Naperville. She's in the city. And I called and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to cancel dinner, but we can still go to the play. And honestly, I just wanted to see if she was in it just for the food or did she in for me? She went and it was great. Now, I never heard it, but she swears her stomach growled for an hour and a half through that play because I canceled dinner at the last minute.
See, lesson here, man, you should always feed the woman. If you don't do nothing else, feed her.
And nothing worse than
you know what?
Nothing worse than a hungry
Here's the
walk.
thing, though. Everything that everybody said I did wrong, I still ended up with a 23-year marriage out of it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm telling you, I have spoken.
You did it right. That's like saying
I have spoken.
That's like saying I got some wrong answers on the test, but it's still
I got an A.
but you still passed.
But still pass.
I had a D
See,
average,
the
but I
difference
got
is
my
I didn't
degree.
pass.
You failed successfully.
Right.
Hell.
Man, hey, Mel, those Groupons, man, I think I still have some sushi restaurants that I need to cash in the Groupon on.
Rob, we thought you had a photography group
well,
on.
I fed you before, bro, so it's your turn. I did the food for around.
You did.
So
You
now
did.
it's your turn. Get some Groupons and take
Yeah.
us to sushi.
Yeah, man.
Wait a minute, Rob. Mel owes us. Chef Mel owes us. It's week 5 of our birthday celebration. Aries
Right.
season is almost over. It
Yeah.
ends
Yeah.
next
Hey,
week.
but this is a prime example. So I fed Glenn, Sean, Raj, Keisha, Rob, and myself, and I mean that's 6 people, and I spent probably $200,
Hmm.
to feed them that day. So
And
to
I
do a
ate twice
date,
because I went back over there for the leftovers after
because he
y'all
went
left.
back. Raj
Yeah.
did come back for the leftovers.
Yeah.
So $200 to feed them. If you can't do a date for $100 creatively,
Yeah.
you might
Yeah. No,
you
you
might
can
have to
do
YouTube some stuff.
And so the meal was great. I wanted to go back for seconds, but I didn't want to act like I, didn't have home training. So
Roger did.
I told
My
y'all to
home
take
training
this
is
stuff
we all
home.
family.
Right. Raj ain't had no qualms about
Right.
taking the plate.
I know, right? And then he posted it. You posted that there's some leftovers, and he was close enough to you to
He
be
was
able to come
outside
back
the
and
door when
hit
he
you.
posted it. He was on
Yeah.
his way when he posted it.
Right. I'm 45 minutes away, so it's not like I'm gonna get there in time enough to be able to get a plate, before he gets it.
I just had to beat Sean there. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it's about that time. Let's do the round table and just let me know what you guys got going on. Anything? Obviously, we got Virginia, which is huge, and I want to thank Benita for setting that up and all the work that she has done for this.
Yes.
For us to do this show for a few years that we have created, as many things have been out of the pandemic, and to be invited out of state is huge. There are some other interests as well. And as I mentioned before, we are looking at being on broadcast this summer. We'll be on television. So, and I'm bold enough to say that now because I've already had a few conversations. So I really want to thank you guys. This really has grown into something. And in addition to that, not just the entertainment portion, but the education portion as well. I do get inboxes and text messages from fellas that watch the show. I know we have a lot of ladies on here live. A lot of fellas watch the reruns on other pages that I share to other Man Cave group Facebook pages. And a lot of them, about maybe 8 guys that I know of, have started going to therapy simply because they saw brothers on here that were bold enough to share what they were going through, and that it's not a big deal. If you need help, seek help, and there's no shame in that at all. So I really want to thank you guys for doing that. It was a shock to me. I've never met this many brothers that have been open enough and mature enough to say that and do that. So thank you very much. Other than that, for me and Indie TV, we're doing what we do. We're still filming. We rent out our space on a regular basis, as I said in the promo. We have a couple of things coming up in Canada and maybe also in LA. So I'll let you guys know when that happens. Robert, what about you? Anything going on?
Oh my God, I had to go next.
Yes, you're next to me, so I just said, hey,
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one, but it's always exciting to be with you guys. I was talking with. I just did a mentoring that I do regularly with some of the kids at a school in South Holland, and I love doing that because it gives me an opportunity and the other guys that support me an opportunity to talk to the third graders, et cetera. And so, a couple of the men that were with me, we talked about the show, and so you can expect to see them on the show as well because they think, like you mentioned, Raj, that it's something great that we're talking about mental health for men, but also brothers getting together and, just chopping it up and all of those things. So I appreciate this space that you guys allow me to kind of be crazy, but also be, with you all. So, I appreciate that. As far as my business piece of it, I've got partners that we're doing some website design and social media marketing, and I get to play the project manager on that stuff, so it's fun for me to do that. So that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Cool. Mel?
I have some stuff that cannot be discussed as of yet.
Understand.
A possible 6-week run of a play here in Chicago coming up in July and August, but I can't discuss it yet. We're still working some stuff out. Other than that, man, just building a couple of businesses, still doing the professional development seminars, and I got some cool stuff. Me and Monique are actually doing some cool stuff, some business stuff and some classy Black professionals and classy Black couples. We got some stuff coming up where we're going to be doing some roundtable discussions and just being resources for people that are trying to get their businesses off the ground or to the next level, and people that, you know, just want to talk about life and what it takes to get to the next level in life. So that's about it for me.
Great.
Glenn?
First, I want to renegotiate my contract if we're going to be on TV. Let's start with that. I'm gonna need.
Oh, hey, if you know me, everybody will be getting something in writing before anything's on broadcast.
I know.
There's gonna be signatures on everything. I don't care how well I know you Negroes.
I know. I got a needle now to pick my blood and sign it because that's what Roger's going to require. No, seriously. First of all, thank you to everybody who watched us for 2 years now. We've been doing this, and it's been amazing. Randy, you're like a fifth member. You're like a fifth Beatle, pretty much now, because you've been out here so much. You know, if I can get rid of Sean or Mel or Robert, it's your spot, dog. Don't worry, I got you. Anyway, seriously, I saw Jamie Gill on. We are doing a signing of Lessons for Little Boy in Richmond as well. So it's our first book signing where we're all together. So the four of us are actually going to sign the book. Jamie, we're not giving away books. I'm your publisher. We sell books, okay? We're not giving away damn books. Amazon, Lessons for Little Boy, $14.99. Go buy the book, okay? We're giving away books. Okay, anyway, back. Faith, Failure, Success is still doing great. Volume 3 is coming, of which Roger and Robert are a part of. Yeah, you're Robert, sorry.
There's a volume 3?
Yeah, there's a volume 3 coming now.
Was I in volume 2 or volume 1?
You're in 1.
Damn, there's been another one since then?
Yeah, a couple of them.
And it's out?
Yeah,
It's coming.
Another bestseller. Yeah.
Invoice.
No, son. Nah, son. You can't do that. No,
Invoice.
Anyway, and part 4 is coming, which I'm pulling in like a number of my best-selling authors to actually be contributors to that book. So that's going to be my chronic of publishing, because we bring all the heavy hitters back. The Snoop and Dre of 220 are all going to be on that in that book, so I can't wait. But no, that's what we're doing. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I really just want to say thank you guys. This has been amazing. I want to thank all the fellows, especially too, because it's been great. Last week was just the week before when my dad was on. I can't thank you. I can't tell you what that did for me.
Yeah.
And he had a great time as well. So he really enjoyed it too. So really appreciate you. The 6-week Aries thing, you just made it special.
Yeah. Well, we've got some stuff happening. Do we want to talk about that?
Randy next. Randy.
Oh, well, I finished my book. I got it all together. So my big sis is going through it to get that stuff all situated. I do have something going in the film industry. My agent, I can't tell you what, but my agent is talking to the people getting all the little final stuff put together so that I can eventually announce this deal. So I'm looking forward to that. This will be my first big one. But other than that, I just want to say thank you guys for having me on the show. I love this show. I know you guys see me talking shit when I'm not on the show in the background. So I have a great time here. Thank you guys so much for having me on here.
Cool.
That's awesome, man.
Robert, you about to say something?
No, I know that. No, I'm gonna let, because Aries season is going on, even though it's, what is it, Taurus now?
Yeah, somebody. Who cares?
Yeah,
It's Aries season.
All right, enough.
Thank you. So let's close out the show.
Good Lord. All right, well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. As always, Randy, hang around. Ladies, thank you so much for joining the show, and we will see you next time, live from the cave. Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.